Hi, thanks for joining us again. We're going to dive into the next topic with ProPresenter and with video, and that's using the Decklink Duo card from Blackmagic. Now, this is a very common combination that we use with A2B Media, with ProPresenter, and the Blackmagic Decklink card, mainly because it allows a lot of video outputs out of a standard computer. It takes a lot of processing load off the computer, and it actually allows us to route and scale signals as needed and as desired. So let's check this out real quick. So one thing to be aware of with the Decklink card is we actually have to assign the virtual path to the physical path. And I know that may sound a little confusing. If you're used to the audio world, this maybe isn't as weird, but the software will see 4 outputs of Decklink, and we've got 4 port options, but we have different ways to configure them on the Decklink. So we need to let the software know on 2 steps what we're looking to do with that. So I'll show you real quick how to do that. So we have our 4 different options here for our Decklink, and these are all representative of our virtual outputs that we can utilize with ProPresenter or various other presentation softwares. So we go to Decklink 1, we're going to click on this. We're going to go to connectors, and this is actually where we're routing that virtual path to the physical output. So I'm going to leave this SDI 1 and 2 for now, and we will get to that in just a second, why I'm leaving that on 2 connectors. We're going to save. We're going to go to Decklink 2. We're going to let that assign to SDI 3. We're going to go to Decklink 3, which should give us none. We're going to leave that as is. And we're going to go to Decklink 4 and leave that on SDI 4. Now, I know that might be a little weird that we have 2 on 1 and then 1 doing nothing, but I'll show you real quickly why we're going to do that. So we go into ProPresenter. This is our same presentation we had before. We're going to go Screens, Configure Screens. Now, what is great, there are a couple different ways that we can do keying between ProPresenter and the switcher. There is a standard Luma keying, which is used with 1 input, where the switcher is just going to crop out any of the black. So it's going to just take any source of your image that isn't black and send that to the stream with your keying. But there's a great option called alpha keying, where we actually send 2 lines between ProPresenter and the switcher with a fill and a key. And what this does is it actually allows us to use any colors we want, any formatting we want, any location we want, without any issue, because the switcher is actually getting a key, which is information telling it where the graphic is to cut, rather than relying on just black as the Luma indicator. So when we go back into ProPresenter, we're going to go to our ATEM output. And right now it's a placeholder, but what we're actually going to do is go to Decklink 1, set our frame rate, and obviously just match your frame rate to whatever your system is set to. Very commonly we do 1080p 29.9, so there's a good chance that's what your system is set at, so that's what we're going to use today. So we're going to go to 1080p 29.9, click on that. And now we're going to assume that we're using the alpha key, so we're going to go to the alpha key option, and we're going to go straight external. And what that's going to do is that is actually going to configure those 2 SDI ports, which are 1 and 2 that we configured in the first app, to actually be our key and our fill. Now we can go back here, and our projectors, we're actually going to send that to Decklink 2, which again, we know in the desktop video software, we set that to SDI 3. And right now we're not going to use SDI 4 or Decklink 4 and SDI 4, but if we were doing a stage display, maybe an additional output for something, that would be the time that we would use that. And that is it. Now we simply close that pane and we operate as we would, and those displays will be sent in the order that we configured to the appropriate outputs of the Decklink card. It's quite literally that simple. And again, the only apps that we need are the desktop video app, which is the app right there, and of course ProPresenter 7, which is what we were already using before. So hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.